Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to Xbox On. It's Sam and Bex here, talking you through something we use all the time, but don't necessarily get the most out of. It's the Microsoft Store, obviously. So whether you've never downloaded a game before, or you're a digital buying expert, here's our complete guide to all the features and benefits of buying games on the Microsoft Store that you might not know about.
Let's start with the biggest and most obvious benefit of digital. No more need for discs. Now, don't get us wrong, we all love a good physical game box, but when the time comes to switch games, and it means digging out the disc, realizing you put it back in the wrong box, well, it's not exactly the smoothest experience. With digital, it's just a case of downloading the game from the store and then it's stored right there on your hard drive. No need to swap discs or even get off the sofa. You just pick the game you want to play next and keep right on gaming.
And if that kind of convenience sounds appealing, then what if I told you you don't even need to be at your console to buy and download games? You can browse the store on your favourite web browser or by downloading the Xbox Companion app onto your phone or tablet. Once you've picked out your purchase, just find the button on whatever device you're using to install it to your Xbox. So whether you're out and about or just in the other room, you can make sure your new game is ready and waiting for you.
Oh, and if you're thinking of upgrading your Xbox, you need to replace it, or you're just temporarily hopping between two consoles, fear not. Your digital game purchases are tied to your account, not device, meaning you're free to uninstall and reinstall them to your heart's content on whatever machines you're logged into. And with backwards compatibility, that's going to carry over to Xbox Series X too, meaning all the games you buy on Xbox One will be ready and waiting for you as soon as you make the jump to the next gen. And some even have what's known as smart delivery, meaning you'll get the upgraded Series X version for the game totally free.
Hey, look, this is really handy, alright? So something else to look for when you're buying games is the Xbox Play Anywhere logo. This means that buying it will not only get you it for the Xbox, but it will also get you its equivalent version on Windows 10. And best of all, you can sort of hop freely between both versions and pick up right where you left off, with all your saves, game add-ons, and achievements following you across from one version to another. The list of Play Anywhere games is impressive and is getting bigger all the time, with something of Xbox's best games like Gears 5, Cuphead, Sea of Thieves, and Ori Will of the Wisps. Just remember to look out for the Play Anywhere logo in the store. It's basically like getting two games in one.
Given the, digital nature of digital game purchases, you might think the big difference from physical copies is going to be the download size. But with big downloadable updates pretty much the norm for games these days, the truth is that the amount you'll need to download is going to be more or less the same size, whether you're playing a digital version or from a disc. The same goes for hard drive space, because you'll need to install physical games from the disc to your hard drive before you play anyway. So don't worry about taking up more of those precious gigabytes with a digital store purchase.
Oh, and while we're taking a look at downloads, there are a couple of cool ways the Microsoft Store lets you get to your games quicker. First up, preloading. This is a way of getting ahead of the game, literally. So if you've pre-ordered a game that's not out yet, you can download everything that's available in advance so that the second it launches, you can skip the queue and be able to get playing as soon as possible.
And for those times you aren't pre-ordering a game, there's also Fast Start. This is a patented technology that uses crowdsourced data, but what you really need to know is that it can help you get up and running faster, jumping into downloaded games about twice as fast. This works by installing the essential parts of the game first, so you can start playing a portion of the game while the rest downloads in the background. Fast Start is supported for selected titles and is dependent on your network speeds.
Oh, and just in case you're worried about connectivity issues, whether it's, Wi-Fi shorting out or a wider outage, it's something that happens to all of us, right? You don't need to worry about it. Your downloads will be there once you're back up and running. And if you're playing something you've already downloaded, Xbox has recently implemented 30-minute licenses. That basically means that if your Wi-Fi goes down and you're not connected, you can keep playing for that period of time. Happy days, right?
Okay, so it's time to talk about the good stuff. Cheap games. There are always sales going on the Microsoft Store, and we actually cover the best deals every week right here on the Xbox On channel. Plus, it's well worth following Major Nelson on Twitter, as he always shares the latest bargains. Or, if you want to take a browse yourself, you can head straight to the store's deals page from your Xbox console. But if there's specific games you're hoping to get a discount on, well, there's another feature you should probably know about.
The wishlist is a simple but magical thing and is by far my favourite feature on the Microsoft Store. So look, if you've got any games you want to keep an eye on, just hit the heart icon on the store and it will add it straight to your list. And then if any game on your wishlist goes on sale, you'll get a handy notification that will link you straight to the deal so you can snap it up. And if that's not the only good thing about wishlists, you can also share it with friends. So if you've got a birthday or any other event coming up, it's a nice hint, nudge, nudge for any games you might be interested in, which brings us neatly to our next tip.
Whether you're on the giving or receiving end, there's nothing quite like a present, especially when you can play. So good news, every Xbox One game on Microsoft Store can be gifted to a friend from a browser, app, or Xbox One. Under the Buy button, you'll notice an option to Buy as Gift. On PC and mobile devices, you just hit that and enter the email address of the person you want to give it to, and they'll be sent a code to redeem on the store for that game. On Xbox One, it's even easier. You can choose a gamer tag from your friends list, and they'll receive a system message with a button to redeem. No code necessary. And then it's just a case of sitting back and basking in your own generosity.
Xbox Live Gold is the online service that lets you play multiplayer games on Xbox. Oh, and look, by the way, a membership is something else that can be gifted to a friend. There are plenty of perks included, which we'll be getting round to in just a second. But first, let's talk deals with Gold. These are exclusive offers on games that are only available to Gold subscribers. The list's always being refreshed, and there are often deep discounts to be found on some of Xbox's finest titles.
But what's even better than cheap games? Yeah, free games. This is where Games with Gold comes in. Every month, Gold subscribers get a selection of games they can download to claim for absolutely nothing. Make sure to check back regularly to grab them all and keep building up your library. Every single game will stay free to play as long as you're still a Gold member.
Oh, and there's one more perk for Xbox Live Gold members you have to know about. It's called Free Play Days. These are short periods where you can play some of the biggest and best Xbox games totally for free, which is a great price. They normally take place over a weekend, so you can really get some good gaming time in. And then at the end of the event, if you want to keep the fun going, you can pick up the full game at a discounted price. So it's a pretty win-win situation.
And there are other two kinds of freebie to look out for that don't require a subscription of any kind: demos and free-to-play games. These are both pretty self-explanatory, so just head over to the relevant section of the store and see what's available.
Alright, I've got a quick word out there for any parents. If you're concerned about giving the younger gamers in your family free reign in the store, then don't worry, because the store has you covered. The easiest thing to do is to set up a family account at family.microsoft.com and link all of your Microsoft accounts. That'll let you set up the Ask to Buy feature, meaning every purchase they try to make, you'll get an email notifying you and it will ask you for your approval before they can complete it. So you can keep an eye on their spending and the kind of content that they're accessing. There's even a family settings app you can download to make managing this super easy, along with the controls for screen time limits, content filtering, and everything else you need to know to make sure your kids are gaming safely.
And from the perspective of younger gamers, it's never been easier to ask a parent to buy you the game you want. Once the family account is set up and you see something you want to buy, you can just hit that Ask to Buy button, and your parents will get a notification letting them know which game you're interested in. Who needs pocket money where you can just ask your folks politely with the click of a button?
Buying a game digitally might make you think that only you can play on it as it's attached to your account. But let's say you've got multiple Xbox Live accounts logged into your Xbox, and maybe one of them wants to play on your shiny new purchase. Well, they're in luck if you've set that particular Xbox as your home console. What this means is that any content you've purchased, such as an Xbox Live Gold subscription, games, downloadable content from the store, and even games from Xbox Game Pass subscriptions are all included. Certain things like in-game currency can't be shared across accounts, but it's an amazing way to save money.
Okay, so you've bought your games, you've downloaded them, and got to playing. What's next? Well, you'll probably want to stay on top of the latest going-ons in those games. As your library starts to grow, you might find yourself struggling to keep track of all the exciting limited time modes, seasonal events, and huge content updates dropping into your favorite titles. Well, this is a perfect time for us to introduce to you the Events app on your Xbox console. Think of it as a huge digital diary that catalogs any upcoming gaming events you might be interested in. Click on one and you'll be taken to a bespoke page brimming full of useful info, including screenshots, trailers, and even a link to the store page for any relevant DLC, battle passes, or whatever you need. And if it sounds like something you're keen for, you can just sign up as interested to add it to your personalized page of events. All in all, it's a super slick way to stay on top of all of your games, and make sure you never miss a beat. So there you have it. Hit that like button and subscribe to the Xbox On channel to keep on top of all of our future videos, from updates on the latest games to those weekly deal roundups we mentioned earlier. And make sure you're the first to know by hitting the notification bell, and we'll ping you whenever a new video drops. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye!